Welcome to our Movement Wednesdays. My name is Zoe Levine. If you are just joining in for the first time here, you can join in anytime. You don't have to come on in order. Although go back and watch some of the videos if you haven't yet. So for today, our habit is around breath. And a different kind of breath we've already done, and maybe while we chat about it, what we've done so far is the idea of opening side space to find breath. So, I mean, even just taking a side bend, taking a few breaths to let the ribs expand and open can make a huge difference. So we've all found that bending, moving, side bending, all that we've done with the chair to open up the back. That's what we've done so far, is increase the room for breathing. Today, I'll give you a couple of breath work tools for different purposes that you might need throughout your day, whether it's to settle if you're a little either anxious or just worked up about anything, or to improve focus, or to kind of pick up your energy a little bit. Let's start though with some movement, because breath work can seem a little bit like it's not a lot of movement. I want to get some in. So start standing. And just in standing, while I mess around here, no, I don't want to mess around too much with we'll do music with this next time, but let's start standing. And I would encourage you, this is another thing, you could find your own music and play with. Last week we played with arms moving around like snow globe. This week I want you to we're going to do a little shake it out, right? Just like when you're a kid, little shake out. Before you do that though, take a standing assessment. Just kind of settle into your feet and notice how you're feeling. Notice where your weight is in your feet. Notice where you might feel a little tension, or sometimes we'll feel discomfort. Notice kind of stress wise, is there anything going on in your body, or are you just completely carefree and light and easy today? Often if there's something big coming up or weighing on us, we'll feel that in our body. So just notice if there's anything there that may or may not be. And then notice your breath. So just take a couple breaths and kind of notice, where does your breath mostly go? Does it hang out very much in your rib cage? Is it small? Does it hang out only in your belly? Do you feel only the front body and nothing in the back body? Does it feel easeful? And then when you're ready, just start, maybe sometimes it's easy just to start with your hands, just shaking like you're trying to shake off your hands. They can be out in front of you if that's most comfortable, but then start to get a little silly with it and moving all around, and get more of your arms into it, like you're trying to shake something off your arms, and all within reason. So if your shoulders don't feel great, maybe there's more shaking downward and less upward. If your shoulders feel fine, maybe you're all over the place. You can shake behind you. You can shake your shoulders. You can shake up and down. You can shake back and forth. You can let your ribs kind of shake up. You can imagine your kidneys are shaking a little bit. And this is all silly, right? It's going to look silly. It doesn't matter how it looks, but shaking can be a huge change or shifter for the nervous system. Change maker. You can shake your head gently. Maybe it's more like a bobblehead. Maybe it feels good to really let your head shake with your ribs and your arms. You decide. If your neck doesn't like too much shaking, make it small. Give you little shakes. So you can get all those things at the same time: ribs, arms, hands, a head. And then get your hips and your belly into it. However that shows up for you, a little shakedown. Again, it's gonna look totally silly. And there's really no rules. So if you want it to look really crazy, great. If you're keeping it a little small, more like a tiny earthquake, totally fine too. You can let your knees get part of the shaking. They usually go with the hips a little bit. You can let your feet have a little shake off the floor. You feel comfortable with your balance, like you're trying to shake something off your foot. You could try to get all things going at the same time. And it really is a great way to literally shake things up, right? If you're kind of stuck, you're stuck doing something and you need a little shake up, shaking all the things up high, down low, behind you, in front of you. Couple more seconds. Let's go for 10, 9, 8. Only things that feel okay. 7. So if something feels like too much. 6, 5. You do other things. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow the shake down. And then eventually you find a little stillness. And I want you to imagine your body is like that snow globe that we've just shaken up all the snow or glitter or whatever's in your snow globe. And now it's settling down into your feet. So everything that we shook up in your head and your shoulders and your ribs, or if you prefer the image, you know, those rain sticks that you tip over makes that beautiful sound as the things kind of bounce down the stick. If that's more like what your body feels like, a little like, woo, either one. But something where you're settling, kind of letting the dust or the stones or the whatever is in a rain stick settle down into your feet. And just notice a difference. Notice if you've got some sort of, it almost does feel like a little nervous system clean out or refresh button, like a little just, hey, could we start over for a second? And clear out a little bit of that anxiety or a little bit of that worry or a little bit of that stress or a little bit of that I'm stuck or bored, right? Sometimes we're just doing things over and over again and it's like I just need a shake up. So notice if you were able to kind of clear out any of that even a little bit and settle into your feet. And if that is the case, please continue to use that as a tool. And then for breathing today, come down to sitting. How did that feel? Okay, change something, a little bit of something, right? It's easy. So easy. And if it's again boring without music for you, sometimes it's fun just to put a song on and just kind of lose your mind and shake it out, which is the point, getting into your body, turning off your mind, your brain for a second. All right, standing tall. Not standing, sitting tall. We're sitting. And you don't have to, if you find that you're uncomfortable sitting tall, even with a bolster. So maybe a couple weeks ago, we started talking about sitting up on a bolster with your sits bones to sit up higher, and then it's easier to relax your hip flexors. So if you're comfortable sitting tall, great. If at any point you're just feeling, I just need to lean back and that's more comfortable for you, feel free to do that. All of this goes for lying down too, if you ever want to do it right before bed. For this first one, it's called box breathing. You may have done it before. It's a really great tool. And if you have, it'll just bring it to the top of mind. It's a really great tool for bringing calm to your system, if that's what you're looking for. So we'll start with that, kind of turning the volume down, having a little quiet moment. So just start by noticing your breath and maybe slowing it down a little bit without force, without trying to pull the lengths of your inhale and exhale too long. Just the idea of leading with curiosity. I wonder if I could add an extra moment to the end of that. Does it feel comfortable? And if it doesn't, don't do it yet. I'm just looking for a little slowing down, noticing where your breath goes. And we've talked about early on in this series about breath dropping down into your belly and your pelvis, and also being able to move your low ribs open, especially in the kidney space in the back. So notice if you're getting any of that and don't judge, just kind of encourage gently some letting go or opening in order to find some of that space. And then when you're ready, the box breath, we'll take a 4 count inhale. We're going to hold for 4. That's across the top. We'll take a 4 count exhale. And then we'll hold to kind of complete that square across the bottom. So I'll count us through. You're going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold at the bottom. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause there, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Couple more rounds. Inhale. Hold. See if you can relax into the hold. Let everything go. Exhale. And again, relax into the hold. Last time. Inhale. Hold. Relax into it. Exhale. And relax into the hold. And just bring your breath back to normal. And 4 is a good count to just start and practice with. If you found it was too long, you could start with 3. You could go as high as 8, 10, 12 as we get better at the holds and the breath and your body gets used to that, having those pauses where you can relax into them. And there's that quiet space. And just notice as your breath comes back to normal, what feels different? Is there just a new kind of calm or settling or ease? Just notice for yourself if that was a big shift for you. And it's a great one to come back to if you need to quiet your brain for a minute. Sometimes when we get stuck in a mental thing, right? A mental exercise, work, whatever it is, life, work, doesn't matter where we are. If we get a little blocked or stuck, sometimes, we hear this in art and creation a lot, creativity, you got to step away and then step back into the thing. So this is just another way to kind of step away from it, turn it all off, come to this kind of quiet place, and then be able to step back in with a different, being changed a little bit, right? So just another quick way. You could do it at your desk. Certainly no one's looking, eyes closed. You could do it even with eyes open and no one would know. I prefer eyes closed. If you have a moment, it's a little more introspective. The next one I'm going to teach you is it's a little bit closer to, there's a lot of different people that practice a similar style breath. Some of you may have heard of Wim Hof. He does a lot of cold immersion, breath work, and it's more of it's an energizing, it's like a go get 'em sort of breath that I find hard sometimes. Like I tend to want to live in that calm, breezy place, which is a great way, or it's a great idea to then be able to kind of get into that revved up place as well. So being able to have both, right? To be able to, when you're a little bit too buzzy, come to that calm place. When you're a little bit too calm and need a little oomph, be able to kind of pick it up. And so with this breath, we'll keep it simple, but it's like a big filling breath in. So just try that a couple times. You think of filling your belly all the way up through your ribs and then just dropping it out as almost like a sigh. And you can fill the whole thing. So see if you can draw into all the way down into the pelvis and the belly. Like you're exaggerating the whole thing from the bottom up. Yeah. So to see how like it takes work, like almost uncomfortably at times, right? So if you find this uncomfortable at any time, just make it a little smaller. It doesn't have to be that huge every time, but the invitation there is to kind of grab on to a little bit more and then really be able to drop it and let it go. And we'll only have time to play with through the nose. There's many pathways, nose and mouth, just the mouth, nose. Right now, if it feels more comfortable, you could try something else, but we're just going to do a set amount of breaths through the nose, big, and let go. And I'll just kind of lead us. You can get started. It can be your own tempo, but I'll guide you through a decent one. It's okay if your body moves with it. You might get a lightheaded, you can make it smaller. Ten more, that's it. Just in case it feels uncomfortable. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, really big. Let it go all the way and stay at the bottom. Just let it hold, just stay, get quiet. I'll invite you to let that kind of rest at the bottom, let your body rest kind of as long as you can until I cue or as long as you can. Letting things kind of drop in around it, letting everything relax. You will get hungry you'll experience that air hunger. You're just getting used to the buildup of carbon dioxide. It's a good thing to build your capacity for. And when you're ready, inhale all the way, filling up to the tippy top, bottom to top, all the way to the top. And so you can hold the breath for just a moment up here, relaxing into the fullness. And again, only until it feels okay for you. And then we can all drop out together anyway, dropping out that breath. And then you're going to let your breath come back to normal and take a little check-in with how you feel after that. There might be a different kind of energy in even in your lungs, in your chest. That to me is a really good clearing out. Sometimes when we're anxious, forcing ourselves into the calm place doesn't work. Our bodies don't like that. If we meet ourselves where we're at, sometimes then it's like, oh, now I can be calm. That's almost an anxious sort of breath, right? So sometimes we got to meet ourselves where we're at in order to be calm. Sometimes it gives us a little chance, if we're really calm, to bring us up and have some energy. Or we have the box breath that can bring us down into a nice, calm place. All right. And all of these tools, this one's a little louder, right? The one that we just did is a little bit more loud. You might need a little bit more privacy for it. But all we did was 30 breaths and then a little hold at the bottom and a hold at the top, and that was it. You could do several cycles of that for an even deeper change and a deeper kind of clearing sense and energizing. But just know that's all we did. Pretty simple. Any questions about what you experienced today with your shaking or your breath work? No?
I don't have any, Zoe. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I hope you felt some interesting changes that
Mhm.
you can bring into your life, your worlds at work and at home. And that's it for today. Come on over, say hi or bye before you have to run, and I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much for joining in. Bye, Bessie.